Welcome to Predicting the Premier League, a series with less brain cells than Kurt Cobain's corpse. We're going to be predicting it this week. It's number 13. Unlucky for some, but let's be honest, given the way this series has gone, I've abandoned the point system. It's going to be a fucking disaster. So, let's start off with a Friday kick-off. Brighton versus Southampton at 8 o'clock. Hopefully, no one will watch this shite because, quite frankly, it's going to be boring as sin. It's going to be a Brighton 3-0 win. I just can't see Southampton getting anything out of this game. They've been shit so far this season, and yeah, okay, they got unlucky last week with a Salah penalty that probably shouldn't have stood in a 3-2 loss. But it is Southampton, and Russell Martin has about as many brain cells as Russell Brand does when it comes to football management. It just isn't going to work. Brighton, on the other hand, have looked decent. I don't even know what their manager's called, can't remember. It's some bloody generic German name, so have at it. It's not Adolf Hitler before anyone comes in with that one. He's not a very good manager. I mean, he did lose a world war. But, as I said, 3-0 loss for Southampton again. I'm going to say Yankuba Minteh will get a goal, and I believe that João Pedro will probably get 2 goals. It's just one of those daft little things. I mean, a former Newcastle boy and a boy that was linked heavily with Newcastle, both of which not at Newcastle, which is quite a fucking annoying given that Isak's performance last week resembled a beanpole. But let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that later actually, but there you go. Wolves versus Bournemouth is the next game. Gary O'Neill's team haven't been anywhere near it. Last season they were actually alright for the first half. They were 10th for most of the season. They dropped off to 13th. And as I predicted at the very start of the year, the form at the back end of last year continued into this year. Now, I predicted the mid-table in my actual predictions at the start of the year, and that's looking like a clusterfuck of a prediction, given the fact that I think they're still currently just inside the relegation zone. I'm going to say a Bournemouth 2-0. I think Evan Nielsen and Semenyo will get the goals. I just don't feel like Wolves are good enough, to be honest, and I think Iriola's team have looked a lot better, obviously, but the form guide will tell you that. But I just can't see Wolves getting the result, even though it's at Molineux. Crystal Palace and Newcastle. Now, Palace drew last week against Aston Villa, I believe. Newcastle lost 2-0 at home to West fucking Ham. Lopetegui's team have been pointless and we've made them look world class. I mean, that first half we were great. We were absolutely sublime that first half, and it just seems like that second half we really let it go. I mean, I do believe they did score in the first half. I can't exactly remember. I tried to blot it out as much as possible, and I was drinking at the time, so maybe that's a reason why I don't remember it so well. But I just think we weren't at the races in that game, especially the second half, as I said. The first half we looked very, very good. A disallowed goal from Isak, which on reflection seems to have been offside after all. I didn't think it was, and I did get slated on Instagram for putting a comment on. Check out the Newcastle Instagram page if you want to see my comment. I got absolutely slated for it. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've started something amongst my own fans. This isn't good. But the point is, I feel like we're just not with it. I mean, we were on a decent streak. We played well the first half. Whatever happened in this team talk at half time was a fucking clusterfuck. I do believe we have Dan Burn back for this game, which I never thought I'd be praying for him back, but thank God. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have had a fairly bad time of it. I mean, obviously under Glasner, they've picked up, I think, 1 win. That was against Tottenham, of course, which doesn't everyone beat Tottenham at this stage? This is going to come back and bite me in the arse, isn't it? Later on in the season, we'll get battered 6-0. But, yeah, Glasner's team haven't been at the races, really. They've been missing a lot of key players. Obviously, they're really missing Michael Olise at the moment because he's moved to Bayern Munich and is probably going to win a Bundesliga title. But then again, Kane's over there, so well done to VfL Bochum for winning the Bundesliga this year. Who knows? But point is, I think Palace and Newcastle, it's going to be a 2-1 win for Newcastle. Got to be optimistic, of course. Jacob Murphy will get a goal for us, and I think I did initially see one of the other midfielders, but I'm going to go Sandro Tonali. I just feel like he's due a goal. He's an excellent player, and hopefully he starts ahead of either Joe Willock or Sean Longstaff. I would prefer him to start over Willock because Willock was useless against West Ham. As for Palace, I believe that I don't know who to put forward, to be honest. I can't even remember who I did the first time round when I recorded this, so I'm gonna just say Daichi Kamara. He could be injured, I don't fucking know. But yeah, that's 2-1 to Newcastle. How exciting. Nottingham Forest and Ipswich. Now, two opposite ends of the spectrum, really. Ipswich, a newcomer to the league that looks to be in danger of relegation. Forest, the team who were 17th last year, bounced up to fighting for Europe, which is just mental. I mean, yeah, they have more transfer turnover than most fucking things in the world. I mean, Jesus Christ, even Logan Paul's crypto scams didn't do that much turnover. I'm going to get fucking slated for that, aren't I? But the point is, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw at the end of the game. I think Chris Wood will get a goal because, again, excellent form, and Liam Delap will get a goal for Ipswich because excellent form. Fucking weird that, isn't it? Both the same reason. But Chris Wood seems to be doing very, very well at Forest. Why couldn't he do it for Newcastle? Maybe because we didn't build a team around him, which is what Forest have done so well. I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think Ipswich are now fighting for points. I mean, they've, I think, got about 5 or 6 now. They're starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. A bit late, to be fair, but better late than never, I suppose. Forest, a bit of a knocked confidence. I mean, I think they've lost about 3 games in a row, something stupid like that. But they have come up against harder opposition. Maybe this is the game they bounce back and win, but I've just see it as a draw for now. This is going to come back and bite us when Forest batter Ipswich about 6-0. I've already said that joke with Newcastle and Spurs, for fuck's sake. I'm recycling more jokes than fucking Labour have policy. Brentford and Leicester, 4-0 Brentford. Just, they sacked Steve Cooper, and I really like Steve Cooper. I mean, yeah, I get he looks like Shrek, but come on, he's a fucking good football manager. And Ruud van Nistelrooy's rumoured to take over at Leicester. I don't believe that for a second. But I think it's going to be 4-0. Think? What the fuck am I? Brian Mbeumo will get a goal. I think Johan Wieser will get 2, and Mikael Damsgaard will get 1. I just don't see Leicester picking up anything from this game. They've picked up a couple of results under Cooper. I don't know why he's been sacked. I mean, yeah, I get you're in the relegation scrap, but this isn't the Leicester of like 2016 when you would win a title. This isn't the Leicester of 2020 or 2021 when you were fighting for top 4 under Brendan Rodgers. Like, you've got to remember, this is a different Leicester team now, so fucking book your ideas up and stop sacking good managers. There you go, that's me rant of Leicester over. But there you go. If Vichai was still around, that wouldn't fucking happen. And rest in peace, Vichai. I don't want to make a joke about that, because it'll crash and burn. No. Anyway, West Ham and Arsenal. Given West Ham's shitty performance last week and so still won, maybe they have a shout of winning this game. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal have been anywhere near it this season, but I feel like they're going to be a lot better against West Ham. Although seeing that we played well, and as I said, we got beat. So there is an opportunity there for Lopetegui. There's been a lot of pressure alleviated off his shoulders because of that win. But I still don't feel like West Ham fans have warmed to him. Be careful what you wish for, as I said at the start of the season. You're now going to finish about mid-table and probably get closer and closer to that relegation zone. Arsenal haven't been brilliant, but I think that Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz will score for Arsenal. And I believe that Mikel Antonio will finally get on the score sheet for West Ham, after only scoring one other time this season. So there you go. Chelsea and Aston Villa, 1-1 draw written all over it. Ollie Watkins is going to get the goal for Villa, and Cole Palmer for Chelsea. 2 most obvious goal scorers, 2 most informed players. Both teams well drilled, both teams well matched. It's a draw, okay? It's a draw. Tottenham and Fulham. Tottenham battered Man City last week, which is a surprise. I mean, Man City are now on a 5-game losing streak, I think, domestically. I mean, they did draw in the Champions League, so yay for you. But Tottenham have looked great in that last game, to be fair. Fulham, if Spurs do the usual, they're going to lose to Fulham. I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Spurs. I realise that there's a lot of 2-1 wins in this week, but I feel like the teams are getting more and more competitive. Raul Jimenez will put Fulham 1-0 up. Spurs' head surprisingly won't drop, and I think Dejan Kulusevski will get a goal. I don't even know if he's injured or not. And Destiny Udogie, who I struggled to pronounce the first time I did this recording, so thank fuck I got it out the second time. I think he's going to get a goal as well. So that's my prediction, really. I think it's going to be a home advantage, home win. Okay? Simple as that. Man United and Everton, same sort of situation. I think Man United will narrowly win this. I think It could actually be a draw. You know what? Fuck it, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, I think. Dwight McNeil will get a goal for Everton. I just think he's one of their brightest talents. He's one of the better players. Man United look good under Amorim so far, but haven't been completely convincing. It's not been enough for me to say they're definitely going to go on a winning run right now. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. Rashford will get the goal for them as well. I don't want to talk about Man United for too long, otherwise I'll get some sort of fucking disease and I'll get smited down by the Man United fans, who are some of the worst in the fucking league. Anyway, on to one of the other worst groups, the Scousers, Liverpool and Man City. Now, if this was a game, if there was a game to win this season, Man City, turn up for this one. This could be a title decider. Liverpool are 8 points clear on you fuckers right now. Arsenal are creeping up your arse as well, like a fucking disease or a winnet. They're clinging on for fucking dear life. But Pep Guardiola's got to get something sorted here, because if he doesn't, that's an 11-point cushion for Liverpool, and I don't see Liverpool giving up that margin, at least not easily. Of course, they don't have Steven Gerrard on the team anymore to fuck them up. That was a struggle there, getting that fucking thing out. Wow. The point is, I think it's going to be a 2-1 win. Yay, another 2-1 win to Liverpool. I feel like Mohamed Salah will get a goal, and I'm going to go Diaz. He's a big game player. He turns up. He's great. And I think for Man City, do I go for the robot who's malfunctioning? I don't think so. I'm going to go for Jeremy Doku, because I swear to God, I think Foden's useless. He's not going anywhere this season. Haaland's not been anywhere near his best. There's just no one that's really performing at the top level at the moment. Maybe that changes over this game, because again, it's so important for the season. But I feel like Liverpool probably have this title won now, even though, yeah, it's 13 games in, which has reminded us again, I've got to do this another 25 times. But I just don't see it. So that is my predictions. Let me know what you think of my predictions down in the comments. Please don't use any racial slurs. I'd really prefer that. And don't promote any fucking sex things, alright? I've had enough of them bots, alright? There's too many links to click, to be honest. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel going forward. I've got a couple of ideas in mind for videos. I'm going to start doing Game Week 12 reaction tonight as well, so you'll see a lot more of this top in the coming weeks. But again, thank you very much for watching this video. I've got the content creation bug, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. I better not fuck it up this day, you know. The recording's already fucked up once. I don't want this happening again.